Burger!
Burger? Apa itu enak?
Satria Garuda Bima X.
Hello and welcome to Alien ProtoMet. A few years ago, I covered the Indonesian tokusatsu series Bima, Satria Garuda, a co-production between MNC Media and Ishimori Productions. Back then, I was actually supposed to cover its sequel, Satria Garuda Bima X. Today, I'm covering that sequel. So, does it live up to its predecessor? Let's find out. But before that, since this is a sequel, let's cover how the previous one ended.
During Rey Brahmasakti's battle against Voodoo as Bima, his ally Mikhail is captured and brainwashed into serving Voodoo as the Dark Knight Azazel. But Rey manages to save Mikhail, who he discovers is in fact his missing brother Reza, and the brothers join forces to bring Voodoo down, saving the world. And in the end, Rasputin's general, Iron Mask, returns from the dead to slay his former master, leading to the events of Bima X.
And now let's talk about Bima X.
After the apparent fall of Voodoo, Rey and his family search for more information regarding the Power Stones, but Voodoo, under the command of its true leader, Black Lord, returns even stronger than before. After he is defeated by Black Lord's generals, Rey, with the help of Reza and a new ally, brings forth the true power of his Power Stone to become Satria Garuda Bima X.
Because this show is a sequel, most of the main cast from the first series returns. But because Rey's family are now fully aware of his role as a hero, this means that the show lacks quite a bit of the drama that the first show had.
While the returning characters get little development, that doesn't mean that everything gets stale. That's because in addition to the returning cast, we're introduced to new characters. Rika, an initially enigmatic young woman who knows more about the heroes and the Power Stones than any average person would. And once he's revealed, her wealthy boss, Dimas Aksara, joins the fight against Voodoo as the new Tiger Knight, Torga. Meanwhile, on the Voodoo side, the aforementioned Black Lord does a whole lot of standing around doing nothing. I'd be almost upset if not for the fact that his generals, Rexor, Lady Mosa, and Draconer, are very active. But they don't exactly have very many monsters compared to most tokusatsu villain groups. But what few they have keep coming back throughout the show, allowing what would have otherwise been throwaway monsters to have some character development. Meanwhile, after being betrayed in the prologue special, Iron Mask revives yet again, and with the help of Zakros and Karax, two of the last four monsters created by Rasputin in the previous series, they battle both the heroes and Voodoo as a splinter group, Ghost Ship. And as the series progresses, it's revealed that Iron Mask has some forgotten history that allows even this returning character some great development. Whereas the first Bima had a lot of drama, and Voodoo's plots were disturbingly realistic attempts to destabilize society, Bima X is much more lighthearted and at times very comedic. While this could have been a potential turnoff, I liken it more to how the original Kamen Rider had differing tones over the show's run, but still managed to be incredibly enjoyable throughout. Another interesting thing about the show is how much the plot focuses on the Power Stones, which were only a minor detail in the first series. Roughly half of the show is a battle between the Satria and Voodoo for control of the Power Stones, and of course the heroes come out on top. The Power Stones grant the Satria different forms, each with different elemental powers. Bima gets 4 forms and Torga gets 2, leaving Azazel with only 1 form between the two shows. In fact, Azazel feels underutilized in the series. He has a tendency to be away for noticeable chunks of the show. That having been said, he is the focus of a special double-length episode that is honestly one of the best episodes in the entire show, so maybe they didn't want to overload the audience with awesome.
While tonally different from its predecessor, Satria Garuda Bima X is well worth watching. But for as good as I feel the show was, the series kinda lost momentum after it finished. There was a movie, Satria Heroes Revenge of Darkness, which came out in 2017, around a year and a half after the show ended, which you can watch on Netflix here in the US, which I was surprised to learn. But that was followed up 2 years later with a pilot for a third series, Satria Heroes Kai, which wound up only being a pilot. And that was followed up with an animated series, Bima S, in late 2020 that I only learned existed while watching Bima X for this review. I'm all for seeing tokusatsu shows from other countries besides USA and Japan, and the first 2 seasons of Bima show that they can be great. I strongly recommend giving them a watch. And until next time, this has been me, ProtoMet. See ya!